Hello everyone, my name is Shreya and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. I am pursuing BLLB honors from Law College Dehradun Uttaranchal University. I am currently in 7th semester. I am very glad to be glad to be interning at Lexis and Company, because of which I have been given this opportunity of presenting to you guys with this video. So yeah, the purpose and the topic for today's video will be the functions of the NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission. So let's begin. So the functions of the commission have been laid out under section 12 of the act, which are basically 12 in numbers. So I'll discuss with you these 12 functions of NHRC in brief. So the first one here is that shall uh, the commission shall inquire suo moto or a petition presented to it by a victim or any other person on his behalf, and look into the complaints for basically 2 points, that is the if there is any violation of human rights or if there is any abetment of the yeah, violation of any human rights. And also it can take suo moto action upon itself, suo moto action, because if there is any negligence in the prevention of such violations by a any public servant or any other public officer. First point describes about the suo moto action against these two conditions. So the second here is the commission may intervene in any proceeding involving any allegation of violation of human rights, and which is pending before the court, and which looks forward to the approval of the court. Here it is very simple. The commission can intervene in any such proceedings because the violation of human rights should be given a remedy as soon as possible. So the third point is, the third function here is that the commission shall visit under intimation to the state government any jail. It can visit any jail or any other institution which is under the state government, but for that it has to give a notice or any intimation to the respective state government, where such institution or jail where such persons are detained or lodged for various purposes of treatment, reformation or protection, and by such intervention it can study the condition of such inmates, thus so that so that they can actually gain the knowledge that what are the condition of such inmates, if there is any violation of human rights or not, whether their human rights are being duly protected or not. So thus this is one of the important function of NHRC, because in such places there is a lot of violation of human rights as reported. So we'll move on to next function, that is the commission the commission shall review the safeguards provided by or under the constitution or any other law from time to time, and thus check if the protection of human rights are duly there, and that is the human rights should be protected. If they are not, what should be the remedy and what should be the protection given to the victims, and the commission is also supposed to send measures for its effective implementation in case if they are not being implemented. Again, a very important point. Fifth function here is the commission shall review those factors, including the acts of terrorism and such activities which inhibit exercise of one's human rights as well as safeguards which are currently in force and make appropriate recommendations. Again, it is very important for the Human Rights Commission to keep a check on such activities because these continuously destroy human rights. So this was all about this point, and moving on to the sixth function here is that the commission shall study the treaties and other international instruments of the human rights and again suggest some recommendation or give recommendations for their proper implementation of the treaties and other instrumental other international instruments which India are a part of or the any other countries part of. So yeah, moving on to the seventh function is that the commission shall undertake and promote research in the field of human rights. It can organize any seminar or a webinar or do such camps or uh, create any workshop in schools and colleges or at any other public place to spread awareness about the human rights and make people aware about the some basic human rights which every person is given and which cannot be denied. So uh, the eighth function will be that the commission shall spread the human rights literacy among various sections of the society and also promote the awareness regarding the safeguards and the protection available against the human rights. For this, the as it is a very similar point to the previous point that through publications, media, seminars and any other available means the commission shall spread awareness. So the ninth function will be the commission shall encourage the efforts of non-governmental organizations and institutions which are working in the fields of in the field of human rights. So yeah, because alone the government cannot promote the human rights, it needs the cooperation of the private sectors as well. So the 10th function will be that the human rights commission may perform any other function as it may consider necessary for the promotion of human rights. For time to time such new activities may be the demand of that time that should be fulfilled by the commission by the Human Rights Commission. So moving on to the 11th function is that the commission shall submit an annual report to the central government and to the state government and at the same time to the state government and may at any time submit special reports on any other matter which in its opinion think fit because of the urgency or because of its importance which cannot be denied or which cannot be put on hang to be submitted later in the annual report. That is the human. To conclude this point, we can say that the commission shall submit reports annually and as well as special reports which may fulfill such urgent and emergency conditions. So the last function will be that the human rights that the National Human Rights Commission shall perform functions which will be in pursuance to the direction which have been issued by the Supreme Court in the exercise of its jurisdiction under Article 32 of the Constitution. It is the duty of NHRC to fulfill the directions of the Supreme Court. In the case of Paranjeet Kaur versus State of Punjab, it was stated that the commission would function pursuant to the directions issued by the court and not under the act under which it is constituted. So it was by this ruling that the NHRC was directed to take such actions as may be said by Supreme Court. So this was all about the functions of NHRC. I hope you like this video. Please do ask questions and share feedback, and do not forget to like and share this video. Thank you guys for watching.